What's up? What's up? Good morning, everybody. Happy Friday. It's December 4th. We got 8 minutes till the market opens. Hopefully, you're all prepared and having a great day. Let's get this money. What I'm going to be looking for today, low float stocks. We've seen a lot of low float stocks pop up yesterday and explode at around 10:30. That's the time I'm looking for stocks to pop up on the scanners. Stay focused, be alert, have a trading plan. Let's make this money, guys. Real quickly, I was looking at the airlines and the cruise ships. Like American Airlines, they had a good day yesterday. American Airlines running up from 15 all the way up to 1650. I was just saying to myself, with this gap up here up to almost 17, a good pullback down to the 1650s, 1625 area. I'd be looking for this area right here to hold as support for a continuation move up. American Airlines, Delta Airlines, same thing. $43 on Delta, CCL, they're all the same. Pull back down. CCL probably hold this $23 area, 23.25 area, and for a nice continuation move up. We got HGSH gapping up from $1.75 all the way up to $4.75. I'm not seeing any news. I don't see any news on it. It says the float is 6.8 million. Let's see, we're at $3.50, $4. We're gapping up pretty huge. This thing's pretty much at multi-year highs. So if this can get back above 4 and run up to that 5, it's looking at all-time new highs. And then we got PPSI gapping up with news. Pioneer Power announces conclusive settlement with Myers Power Products. Pioneer Power Solutions settles legal dispute with Meyer Power Products. Float is 3 million. Let's see. Daily chart, we got resistance at 550. $7. It's up a lot. Let me see. I'll let this open up and do what it's got to do. I'm not going to chase after it. Let it set itself up. It could get a nice squeeze though at the open from 5 up. I like how this moving average is coming right up to that VWAP. Like it's going to squeeze right over it. PPSI 7.7 million in volume so far. All right, guys, let's make that money. Yesterday, let's see. Yesterday was a good day with these low floats. I traded EVK, made $4.2 thousand. Played VUZ or LIZI, made just over $7,000. Over $11,000 I made yesterday trading these low float stocks. They just popped up and ran out of nowhere at like 10:30. So that's the same thing I'm going to be looking for today. Yesterday on LIZI, this grinded all the way up to almost $6. And in the chat, real quickly, I said yesterday, don't chase after LIZI at 330. I said that. Right here is when I said that. Don't chase after LIZI. It's just a basic trap that they love setting up. They love grinding it up, making it look like it's gonna explode when all they do is they just trap longs. And look at that nasty flush from 6 all the way down to almost $5 and then 450. That's disgusting. And then even all morning, look at all these death candles on it. You got to know how to trade these stocks. They all have their own personality. From 440 down to 3. This is having like 50-cent flushes. This would kill and destroy accounts. So there's certain ways you got to play stocks when they flush like that. I know how to trade them. I study charts. I break them down. See, look at HGSH. From this area right here at 350, gaps up to almost 5. They grind it all the way back down to that 350s area. That area it broke from right there and bounced up. All right, guys, let's see what pops up here. We got already a few low floats popping up on the low float scanner. We got HX popping up. Now, I'm not chasing after anything at the open. Yeah, the focus is probably going to be out of whack. I'm not really trying to be streaming at 1080p and have my computer run wild in that fan. That's why I lowered the quality down. Let's see, 1920. We'll see if that works for you guys. All right, KBNT popping up. Just exploding over that $5 so far. We got SGLB hitting the scans also. KBNT. Add that to my top chart. And like I said, guys, I'm not chasing after anything out of the open. Don't don't be stupid, as I like to say. Let setups and trades come to you. If you're chasing after stocks and trades, you're bound to give money away. That's not what stock trading's all about. Give it some time. Let the chart set up. Let the stocks come to us. If the stock is strong, it'll prove to us that it's strong. I also have CIIC on my watch also. A good clean break over that 27.25. HGSH, good ramp so far off that $4. CIIC. Don't worry, guys. I'll let you guys know if I jump in anything. I just added KBNT to my list. It's only got 200,000 in volume so far. So this will probably flush back down to 5 and then build its way back up. We got HX popping up. I mean, this one has room to run. Let's see if it'll even hold up. HGSH. A lot of indecision. You see how wild these wicks are? The upper and lower wicks from 420 down to 4 up to 450. Very wild so far. Watch LIZI. This could have a good pop also. PPSI. Look for this area to hold up right here. PPSI needs a clean break over that like 530s. If it can get over 530, it can run up to almost $6. Much in PPSI. This is looking pretty good if it can hold up at that $5. I'm not in on it or anything. I'm just watching right now. So far, it failed to spike at the open. Be careful on HGSH. It is starting to ramp up to that 450s. KBNT, good pullback down to almost $5 and ramps right back up to 550. PPSI, 14.3 million in volume on the day. Want to keep an eye on PPSI, see what this does. HGSH, see what I'm saying? From 450, it just flushed down to $4. Alright, I just picked up 3,000 shares of PPSI. Let's see if we can get that push back up to 550s. If it breaks down below 475, I'll cut it. See how that volume retraced on it right out of the open? And now we got that big volume spike on it. It's trying to push up to that 520s. Let's get a nice pop up to 550s. Here's 520s. 16.5 million in volume now. So 2 million in volume increase since I've last said it. It's gonna get probably a flush back down to 5. It's getting that grind motion going on. KBNT, good push up on it. I just want to see like a little shallow pullback here, just to $5, and then this push up over 520 and retest high of day. LIZI holding up at that $4. See how volume's retracing on it again as it's pulling back? That's good. You want volume to retrace on pullbacks. And then get that volume explosion up for a nice pop. But this is still in lingo. This still could not work. KBNT, that's a good push from 5 all the way up to 580s. LIZI's getting that push off of 4 up to 430s. All right, I'm picking up 2,000 more shares, so I have 5,000 shares total on PPSI. Here's our push on it. Let's get that good push up to 550s. So far, stalled out. I'm still going to give it time to do its thing. I was just up $1,000 and didn't lock it in because I wanted that test of 550s. PPSI, come on. Get a little shimmy pullback here and then pop up. 21 million in volume on the day. I'm still holding 5,000 shares. I don't think I'm not liking the feeling that it's given right now. I don't like how it's just lingering around at resistance. Here comes the retest back up to that 530s. I'm selling half my position up here. I'm not liking the feeling of this. I still have 2,500 shares left. I just wanted to lock in something just in case this doesn't work. Here's 530s. All right, now we're getting and going. 550s. I'm going to hold on to this and let it push up. All right. Just sold my remaining 2,500 shares. Just took a little bit of time to get up and going. But good trade. Good trade to start the day. You can see I kept adding on to my position. I bought 3,000 shares at 508. Then I added on 2,000 shares at 509. Sold half at 520 just to lock something in just in case it flushed back down below 5. I wanted to lock in something. And then I sold my remaining 2,500 shares when this pushed up to 563 of new high of day. And you see what I did there? I was patient. I let the trade work out. I had a plan also. I said if it flushed back down below 5, I'd cut it. Hopefully you guys jumped in on PPSI with me. Made some money for a Friday. I'm going to wait for PPSI to see if we get a good pullback back down to this 525 area and possibly push back up for maybe a re-entry. I'm not going to chase after it up this high. Volume kept pushing into it too. You see how every other minute I kept announcing where the volume was at? I want to see if there's that demand there for the stock. Ray asked, any idea what time chart the one at the bottom left? This right here, this is a 1 minute chart. DNA Investments said he jumped in with me and made 912 bucks. Awesome. Good job. $1,000 in a half hour. That's what's up. Most people have to work a whole week for that. Now she's pushing and surging up to $6. Good trade. Now let's see what else sets up for us. KBNT. That sucker just kept pulling back and going. Pulling back and going. HGSH. Still a lot of indecision. I don't think this is going to do much of anything. It's got a bunch of rounding tops. It's got a bunch of wild wicks on it. Look at this candle right there. Look at the range on that. From $4 to $4.50. One candle has a 50-cent range. That's wild. KBNT. And the volume on the day, it still hasn't even reached 1 million yet. It's at 700,000. And it's just been pulling back, going, pulling back, going, pulling back, going. But be cautious. If you're trading KBNT, lock in profits along the way. Don't get greedy, because a low volume play like this could easily flush back down to 5. Nice. Good job. Good job, Dub, on those cruise liners and CCL. Pulling back to the areas that from previous days resistance. CCL, Delta Airlines. Delta's currently right at that area yesterday at 43. Let it continue to trend down, draw a trend line on it from the highs connecting. Just like that, pretty much. And as soon as that stock pushes up over that trend line, let it push up over it, let that trend line hold as support, and off she goes. HGSH. Man, that's a tough one. The trigger for it is going to be 460s, 470s. But Those wicks are wild. It's just like LIZI. Very risky. Too risky. Could have death candles on it. All right, back to PPSI. Pushes up to that mental $6. Now it's getting a pullback down to 570s. I want it to pull back a little bit more. I'm not going to chase it up that high. Because look at all that volume on that pullback. Now KBNT's really starting to pick up and take off. Up at 650 now. Even CIIC has a good setup on it. It's not worth trading PPSI right here because it's at 575. This could easily flush down 50 cents to 525. So you're risking automatically 50 cents for what? A $6 push to make just over 25 cents? You're actually, it's more of a riskier trade than a reward trade. You hear what I'm saying? Because it could push up over 6, but then slam down immediately after. Now look, it's pulling back down to 550s. See? Always re-examine and ask yourself, okay, what's the risk? What's the reward currently right now at this situation? If the reward is much greater than the risk, then it's a good trade, potentially. But if the risk outweighs the reward, it's just not worth it. I don't want to risk 50 cents to make 25 cents. Do you? STPK got a good squeeze going on. 35 million float. Good, nice squeeze up over 14. This is up a lot though. Yesterday it was at $10. It's gapping up to 13. What's the news on this? Stem agrees blank check merger with Star Peak to go public. So this is a merger. U.S. energy storage firm Stem nears $1.35 billion deal to go public. I'm going to add this to my chart up here. $10 million in volume. It's on the New York Stock Exchange. I'd look for probably a flush back down to 350 or 1350s and then work its way back up to 14. HGSH just popped up to 5. Look at that volume retracement on it. And then boom, that volume surges in. PPSI, let it retrace a little bit more. It needs a retracement. Look at that 10-minute chart. We have 4 straight green candles. It's going to want to pull back and retrace. icon. Oh, I'm not if the stock is under $2, please don't even mention it. I'm not interested in garbage penny stocks. They're just too random. Trust me, they're lottery tickets. I've been doing this for 5 years. You only trade penny stocks like that when they're hot, when you notice all of them are exploding and nothing else is really going on. I can't tell you guys how many times you guys always comment stocks under $1. HGSH pushing up over 5. Good solid move on that. CPPSI pulling all the way back. Let it continue to pull back. Yeah, STPK is going to get a flush back down to 1350s. That's when I would look to maybe enter in on it. Not up here at 14. See what I'm saying? Eek. Now that's nasty right there. Imagine getting in at the VWAP at 2670s and then it flushes down to 2620. That's very choppy right there. Now HX, this is a textbook breakout right here. Look at that nice right here at $3. At a good mental level, pushes up over the VWAP, pulls back, VWAP's holding as support, pushes up. PPSI could have a good bounce right here, back up to 6. I'm not in on it or anything. KBNT, good shallow pullback to that 6 and pushes right back up. PPSI all the way back to the area it broke out from. Want to keep an eye on PPSI here for a second. All right, I picked up 2,500 shares on PPSI. See if we get a good bounce back up on this. I want to protect my profits though too, so I'm gonna keep my stop pretty tight if this doesn't work. Get a nice little bounce on this. You see how it surges right back up? All this is a quick scalp opportunity. See if we can get a push up to that 570s. And I'm out on it. Just a little quick scalp on it, that's all. It could push back up to $6, but I'll take it. Made a couple $100 on that, that's all. Up $1,700. See, good thing I locked it in. Yeah, that's pretty nasty. Look at that. It's sold at the right time. Talk about being at the right place at the right time. And that's why I said that's all it was. Just a little quick scalp opportunity, nothing more. I'm not being greedy. And it's just using volume, guys. Volume is the king in the stock market, followed by price action. I sold it because it was starting to stall out at that 560s. It really couldn't get that. When I get a bounce, it should bounce strong, like from 550 up to 575 in a blink of an eye, not bounce, grind up to 560 and then just a little bit over 560. I want to see a good clean bounce, not a little grind. Paying attention to details, guys. So far we're 2 for 2 on the day. HGSH. This thing's still trucking. Finally surged up over that 5. Got this pullback. Old resistance. Holding as support. A good mental level, $5. Right back up to high day. KBNT, 2 million in volume on the day now. Remember earlier we were talking about this? It was just under 1 million in volume. Now it's 2 million in volume. Look at that. Look at these ramp ups in volume. That's good. Let me pull up KBNT. I'll buy 1,000 shares of KBNT just to see what it will do. As this continues potentially to keep pushing and getting volume, this could be a good runner all day. See if it holds up above that VWAP. If not, I'm going to cut it here. Possibly not. I only bought 1,000 shares, so it's nothing much. Might not even get a good bounce off this VWAP. We'll see what happens with it. Watch it get a slam down to 6 and then bounce back up. I might have jumped the gun a little bit on it. Yup, it just took me out. $650 loss. Might even actually be done for. I'd look for this area to hold up on it. But it has no news, that's the thing. So it's just a pump and dump. HGSH still surging and moving its way up. CIIC pushing up 2850s. Let's see, HX. I'd look for that to hold up at that $3 area. We're just about to be approaching 1030, so this is where we could see a lot of low float stocks pop up. Let's see. I'm looking on my watch list to see if I could see anything. Not KNDI, WKHS. WKHS is trying to bottom out here at that 22 level. See, and here's that bounce on KBNT off of that $6. I jumped the gun on it a little bit too fast. CIIC, good move up. Just keeps pulling back, pushing up, pulling back, pushing up. A lot of energy stocks are up today, guys. PPSI is pretty much done for. STPK just grinding away. I can't play grinds like that. I call them death grinds. Because as soon as that trend breaks, it's over. So probably pop back up to 675. Needs to hold that $6 area though. Volume's pretty sloppy on it though with this pullback. Come on. I'm not really seeing anything going on right now. I'm trying. I'm still up just over $1,000 on the day. I want to look for this grand finale. Close out strong on the day. HGSH has 65 million in volume on the day. That's a lot of volume. The thing with that though, with the stock having this much volume, it's overcrowded. You have so much volume in on this stock. You have so many personalities, beliefs, trading strategies in on this. You know, you got to think you have cult followings that only trade Fibonacci, cult followings that only trade MACD, Kettler channels, volume, 3-minute time frame, a 5-minute, 10-minute, 1-minute. There's so many personalities going on and intertwining. Just leads to randomness. And there you go on HX. Look at that. Base is out at that $3. Ramps up to the highs, up near 340s. HX, that's a good trade. Look at all those rounding bottoms. It's got room to run up to 350. Nice volume retracement on it. Now you can see volumes ramping back up. You guys see how simple I keep this. There is really no magic to this. You just have to know what to look for. Let's see. I'm trying to scan and see what I can find. Looks like things are starting to die down. KBNT sure is trying. Let me see what's up with this HX. $17.5 million float, has no news, so it's a pump and dump. It's in the financials, consumer finance. It's on the NASDAQ, 14 million in volume. This pullback here to 325. I'd be looking for that to hold up. If it drops below 3, it's over with. Let's see. From 330s, 325 up to 350. I'll pick up 3,000 shares, see what happens. I just don't want to give back my profits that I've made this morning. Looking for a good push on HX to up to that 350s area. I like the rounding bottoms on this and how it's just been bouncing off that $3, holding up. Could run and test $4, but the thing is there's no news on this stock, no catalyst. See how it flushes down to 315s there? Let's see. I might give it a little bit of room to move, but if it drops below 3, I'm just going to cut it. HGSH, right off that VWAP, 475 up to 5. That's the hard thing to do on Fridays. Fridays is the hardest trading day of the week. As the day goes on and gets later, we lose more and more volume because people take their profits, they call it a week, they go enjoy their weekend. We might get the grand finale here on HGSH if it can hold up at this area here. That trigger is going to be $5. 510. I'm still holding HX as it holds up at that level. And HGSH, this could be the grand finale here. Get a good squeeze up over 550. Volume's been pumping into this stock all day. $575s needs to hold up. Let it gear up, shimmy up, and then just a quick explosion to the upside. That's what I think could happen for this. Yeah, HX is slowly fading out. It's pushing back down below, down near that $3. Let's see. For HX, I put my stop at like 295. So I'm just going to give it some room to do what it needs to do. If it triggers it, so be it. I want to look for that grand finale here on HGSH. This could have a good squeeze on it. All right, it pulled back to that area. I picked up 10,000 shares. I have 10,000 shares of HGSH. I'm looking for that push back up to highs of 550. Let's see if this works out. If it breaks below that low, I'll cut it for a loss. I'm going to give this a little bit of room to... It's getting close to that point where it's going to be either do or die for this. So this could be a loser, it could be a winner. We'll see. I'll let you guys know when I exit my position. If it starts to go in my favor, I'm going to sell in blocks of 2,500. I think that this could be the grand finale trade if this works in my favor. Works, awesome. We're good for the day. I can close it out and walk away happy. Come on, HGSH, give us a good Friday. Let us all get paid, and then let's all party. $73 million in volume on the day. Here it comes. This is do or die for it. Oh, the anticipation is killing me. Look at that line right at that 510 level. Big trigger level right there. But if this does decide to squeeze, it's going to shoot up hard and it's going to shoot up fast. Because all those short covers will have to cover. But if this doesn't work, it's going to slam down. So proceed with caution. HX is slowly burning out. It failed up there at that 330s level, and it's just about to stop me out. HX. See if we can make it up here with HGSH. 76 million in volume. Let me see. I don't think it's gonna go. It'll probably slam down to 450s, and then they'll bring it right back up to 5, and maybe trap more longs. The volume's just been slowly retracing on it. Just retracing and retracing and retracing. I'm gonna give it room to move. So and that HX, what a turd. It still hasn't stopped me out yet, but it's just sitting at that $3. See how it's starting to curl down like that? It could slam down, guys. I'm just giving you guys a warning. Slam down to 450s. See that slam down like that? I'm probably about to get out of HGSH. It's not gonna go. Yep, it took me out. And HX took me out also. So I lost almost $5,000 on HGSH. I thought that was gonna be the big payday for the day, but I guess not. I wanted to try to give it some room just in case if it did go, but it just wouldn't. Just wouldn't. Can't win them all. That's alright. So I went from being up on the day, 1,700, now I'm down 5,000. But I'm fine with that. That's okay. Just like I thought too. Is they're gonna slam it down to 450, and then they'll probably bring it all the way back up to 5, trap people, and then slam it down again. It would have been an epic squeeze though if HGSH worked out. If it pushed up to that 550s, this thing would have been gone. $6 shooting up over 6. But look at how much it's up already. It's up 160% on the day. But I warned you guys as I was in on it, it'll probably slam down because it was starting to curve down at that. When you get those curves, that's when you could see that momentum pick up and then slam. DUO just popping up out of popping up out of nowhere. That's a risky stock. PPSI also had a comeback as well. Right off of that $5, pushing right back up to 550s. It'll probably find resistance here at 560s. And then KBNT just slowly faded out. All the way back down to 550s. LIZI didn't even get a spike today. All the way down to 4. And it's just been hanging out at that level all day. Look at HX real quick. So this was looking good. Rounding right off that 3, up over VWAP, up to 340s, pulls back down. I think this should have been a key right here to look for as a hint. It couldn't hold right at that VWAP. Pulls back down just below it, pushes back above it, and then just puttered out. 2 long upper wicks showing you that there's a big seller up there. It can't hold its gains. HX. Man, that duo just keeps running and getting halted. Don't go chasing after a stock like this. Don't. Man, that's a good run on CIIC. Someone asked, why do you execute with Thinkorswim instead of Street Smart? I don't trade with Charles Schwab. I've never liked Charles Schwab as a day trading broker. I've always had problems with them. And I've always had debates with people in the past because I trade a lot of small cap to mid cap stocks. The thing is with Charles Schwab, they don't give you margin with these small cap stocks. A lot of times you have to look up the maintenance requirement for these stocks, and all of them, mostly all of them, are 100% maintenance. And they'll give you leverage with Facebook and Google and Amazon, those large cap stocks. So I've never, and every time I've traded with them, I would keep trading and trading, and then I'd get phone calls and messages and emails from Schwab saying, you can't do that. We don't give leverage on these small cap stocks. And then I get people that comment on my videos saying, that's not true. I have over $100,000 in my account and I day trade everything perfectly fine. So it is what it is. I'm not going to argue with somebody I don't know on YouTube or Discord. So that's why I trade with Thinkorswim and TD Ameritrade. They give you leverage, they give you margin. And I'm not trading a small account. My account's over $100,000. So I want and I need buying power. When I first started out, I traded with small accounts. I threw a couple thousand dollars into account, blew a few of them up, and then until I started seeing consistency, and then I started like leveling up and building on my portfolio. See, Goldfoot right. You are right. I have a 90-day restriction. I didn't notice what I was doing. But you might be under PDT. If your account's under 25,000, you're only allowed 3 day trades a week. It's a stupid rule that the SEC came out with because they blamed the flash crash on day traders and inexperienced traders that didn't know what they were doing. Yeah, Charles Schwab is they're very weird with day trading. Very weird. I've always said Charles Schwab is more of a long-term investment broker. Long-term investing and swing trading for Charles Schwab. But I want to show you guys my trades that I took today. Here's my broker statements. Looks like I'm looking at a red day today, down almost $5,000. But I'm totally fine with that. That's all right. Can't win every single day. And that ends our streak. We were on a 5-win streak on Friday live streams. They say don't ever compare yourself to other traders. A $5,000 loss really isn't much to me, but to somebody else, that could be a lot of money. It makes up for it though. Because yesterday I made over 4,000 on EVK. and over 7,000 on LIZI. So I took a 50% haircut today, pretty much, from yesterday. That's what I like to call it. Pretty much a haircut. But real quickly, I want to show you guys something real quick. Head over to the channel, Trading Learning 101, and click this join button. When you click that join button, you could sign up for the day trading masterclass. I gave you guys the first video for absolutely free. If you sign up for this, here's all the perks that you get with this. Once a month, I plan on releasing one masterclass that I'm going to do live with you guys. And then every other Sunday, twice a month, we're going to have private member-only study groups so we can go over trades, talk about what did you trade, talk about what did I trade. You guys can actually break me down, ask me questions, figure me out, tell me or ask me anything that you want during those study group sessions. And then recently, I know I probably upset a lot of people, but I locked down the Discord. You're only going to have 100% access if you are a member. If you sign up for the YouTube membership, you get full access to the Discord. This is the route that I want to take going forward, as I only want dedicated people and dedicated traders. I don't want a bunch of freeloaders and clowns that don't want to take this seriously come up in here and just piggyback and just expect me to give everything to them for free. I can't tell you guys how many messages and emails that I get. People want tutoring. They want to ask me all these questions for free. And it's like, dude, time is the most valuable asset. Time. And you're wanting to take all this time away from me to just give it to you so to benefit yourself. So I'm starting to buckle down. People that want to take this seriously, I'll give you the time. Show me that you want this, and I'll give you all the tools and resources that you need. Over time, I will add more perks onto this as it goes, but going into 2021, this is the route that I'm going to take. And then recently, I was just on YouTube, and I kept hearing all this talk about Garage Day Trader or something, that this dude deleted all of his stuff. I've seen him around a few times. I didn't even know about this, but I guess something happened to this guy right here. I guess he was really big. He might have blown up, but I don't know. That's what I'm saying, guys. You're going to see all these people come into the markets, and then they're just going to disappear. People get overconfident, over cocky. They stop being humble, and then the stock market humbles them. Yeah, Charles Schwab does own TD Ameritrade. They're still in the middle of their merger. That merger won't be completed till 2023, 2022. So we still got a few years left. I think I'm done trading though. I'm not gonna try to dig my hole deeper and try to, get my way out of being red. You gotta know when to stop and cut it. I can't tell you guys how much money I've lost being stubborn. Because that's the thing with trading in the stock market. You have to admit when you're wrong. If you don't admit that today's not your day, you're just going to keep digging and digging and digging deeper. And then before you know it, you're down 75-80% of your portfolio, all because you got stubborn and didn't want to admit defeat. You got to admit defeat. And as this industry is pretty much dominated by males, males don't typically like to admit that they're in the wrong or they're wrong. So it can be hard for traders and men to admit that they're wrong. And you got to learn to accept that. PPSI fail. HGSH. What a bummer. This thing could have been so big. I really wanted this to be the home run trade and all of us make a lot of money today. That's why I went really big on it. But you win some, you lose some. You can't win them all. And it's like I said, now that I've got defeated, I've got to accept that, close it down, try again the next day. Learn from it and move on. That's how you get better. This STPK, that's a good run up here and then pull back down to that area here. 1350s, right back up. Yalla, good move, but it's pushing up on light volume so far. What's going on with this duo here? It's in the communication service, interactive media service on the NASDAQ. It's approaching 2 million in volume, floats 47 million. It could bounce here off of that 11, but I'm not going to touch it. It could easily slam down to that 10.50, $10 area. This area right here. Right there. So let's go back real quick. Recap for the week. On the 30th, which was Monday, I made $4,800. And then on the 1st, let's see. On the 1st, I made a total of $3,500. And then I can't remember. This was on the 3rd, the 12th. What did I do the 12th or the 2nd?